Hello? It is me for the second video for one now. It is the same one now. Yes, it is the time for the top 31 at MLS Stadium that they had towards the year 2030. Yes, and excluding the two planned stadiums for the Revolution and even for the Whitecaps because it's been proposed. And yes, I did add an extra stadium because I know one team has two stadiums, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna end up the way it is. And yes, I do include renovations of the stadium plans and all the way in there too. If you end up mind with that too. And plus, yeah, over there to tell you the main flaws and others in the name on, and then they tell you in the information why I like it of some sort, and the way it is. We're going to start this presentation right now by pressing this play button right here, and here we go. And hold on. And allow, and here we go. Here we go on to this, and okay. So yeah, the first one that for number one, you got to rank from best to worst, and you can see from earlier that so yeah, number one that they put Snapdragon Stadium is one of the best stadiums in MLS. I think the reason is, why I ranked it best is, well, technically, just look at it. The scoreboards are very cool. It's stuck in the corner, but there's normally seen a lot in soccer. Every MLS stadium in the stadiums are very cool. I don't know, able to look at the Aztec situation is kind of almost the worst, but just because the grid RFM is just too wide, but it's perfect for MLS because it's kind of built basically for them, and to see why. Yeah, so it's just you better look for the game and right after the across the pitch level, you can just kind of feel like you're in the game, so this makes sense. Number two is the new Chicago Fire Stadium on the 78th Suite. Yeah, it was supposed to be held for the White Sox, but the White Sox somehow technically denied access, and otherwise, Chicago Fire Stadium is an opportunity because, well, it is soccer. They do not need this over $1 billion stadium bill for sure, because it usually come cheaper, and they take over the 78th Suite on the right on, and technically at ease. But at this point, at least the White Sox, they possibly had no choice. They had a relocation plan, which just kind of hurt them a lot, because they didn't live just stuck in it. It seemed they ended up probably expiring on the 2029, and probably move to Nashville, which just kind of sucks for them. But for the Chicago Fire, they kind of stole it away from the White Sox. They kind of see why. Yeah, this stadium is going to plan to be like a box style, which is well, technically you normally see a lot of the major soccer stadiums, which is obvious. The reason I like it because it's kind of in a good position. It's right close to downtown, and the way it is, and kind of it feels pretty good for within the fans. Yeah, so it's kind of fitting with the end by the huge population Chicago has, of some sort. And it looks kind of meh from the inside view, but the outside view is kind of looks pretty nice of some sort. Anyway. And I kind of see why they could be up to number two, because lucky they're not playing Soldier Field anymore, so it's gonna make it low releasing, so they kind of be very proud for for the fire that they try to get a new stadium. So see why. Yeah, see why. Number 3 is the renovated Toyota Stadium in Texas. Yes, I did raise it up because of their renovation. Yeah, it's one of the best renovated pictures I ever seen from the Major Soccer type stadium so far. Yeah, here's the thing right now. Why I like it so much? Well, technically, yeah, the reason is, for sure, is, well, it's a roof overhang is that it shakes like it comes arched to a point for both sides. Yeah, otherwise this seems pretty perfect for them. It is some sort of funny to keep them shaded with the roof overhang, and they end up funny to get some good updates once for Toyota Park in Frisco. So yeah, it kind of makes sense for them, so they even need it. See why. Number 5 is an obvious pick for me. Allianz Field. Allianz Field, as you know, is home for the Minnesota United. So yeah, yeah. I think the reason is it's at night this stadium just glows like friggin' nuts. Similar is in Allianz Stadium in Munich, because it kind of based from. And yeah, that one has an extremely cool design too. But my favorite thing is a built-in brewery deck. Is also on the other side of the stands. So you can't see it from there. And yes, the brewery thing's made out of wood. Thing is, it looks like it's kind of like a bar stand looking over from the game, but in real life, which kind of makes sense. I love it. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be staying the top 5 ranking for a long time, and see why. Yeah. Number 5 is the Miami Freedom Park project there that opened up in 2026, as you know. And yeah, that seems is constructed very rapidly at this point. Yeah, before taking obvious out of the way, yeah, but seems like a freaking bowl. I know, but to take this all away, what does this stadium? It does look like it almost looks similar to normal FIFA stadium. Yeah. Yes, it looks obvious like almost like a FIFA stadium. Because the scoreboard just drops down from the roof for the stands, which is probably be the first for MLS to do that. So, yeah, it looks obviously it looks like a normal bowl-shaped stadium in some sort. Even better is located right next to the airport, which is make things very interesting too. Because I know it's perfect around there that it some sort. It has a lot of soccer facilities and soccer type fun to make next door to it. This is based on a formalized golf course. Yeah, so it makes sense. So yeah. So it's not surprised. Next up is Etihad Park in New York City for NYCFC. Yes, they finally got out of that damn Yankee Stadium in 2027 and they're playing this stadium. This stadium's right next to City Park, but it's gonna be an issue because City Park is going for home run stadium, so they end up just any home run balls that drop into the soccer pitch of some sort. This is really cool at this point because it's right next door to City Park. Because it is that means the front gets steam in their own of some sort. Yeah, we have really cool features at the front area. They have a really cool entrance and LED lighting, and then right top of and head to the pitch below, that they have a good feeling in the game. So it makes sense. Number 8 is Nashville SC's geodis park, sort of some sort. Yeah, the reason the part at number 7 though is yeah, it's the house and it looks is pretty nice. Roof looks nice. It just looks nice on the field. Otherwise, and look at there. Even the pucks boxes and the others, so it just feels on the side instead of being on the by the other ends. So this makes sense. Number 9 is Q2. Yeah, yeah. Did I say number 9? I meant number 8. My bad. So number 8 is Q2 Stadium, Austin, Texas. Yeah, this stadium is kind of meh, but here's the thing right now. The reason I like it is because the roof kind of folds right into each other, like a fold, like an angle. So yeah, one other soccer stadium has that. Not not much others, I try to say. They have a roof folded into each other. The only thing I do not like for this is just kind of feels kind of bland and even worse. It lights out green. The team color is green, but really, the point green lights over into a soccer field, it feels like the soccer field just expands to the stands. I'm gonna say, who's the fuck is it for that idea? To put green LED lighting. I don't know if not because the soccer fans, and again the soccer players, I mean, let's see, it pitch extends to the stands. Seriously though, that's kind of, yeah, let's see why I'm not crazy for green lighting, but just gonna make these very confused. This makes sense. It looks very good at daylight because at the end I have, it says, it feels like that you can see very well in the daylight, but it really just folds in with each other, which is kind of built that way, which is kind of cool. Number 10 is TQL Stadium. And obviously, I kind of forget where it is. So the reason why I like that one is, well, in point number 9. Well, it's just the feel and the atmosphere of the stadium. Yeah, it's just kind of feels like soccer to everyone. To see why, this makes sense. So otherwise, this makes no sense. Number 10 is, oh yeah, TQL was in now, and I was in Cincinnati. Laura.com Field is number 10 in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, this is I think the next truly number 10 is, well, it looks very good in real life, but it's in one of the worst renderings. At the end, usually is the end of very good. Laura.com Field is known as a huge piece of charcoal that is some sort, which makes obvious sense. It's right next to the factory plant right next door to it, as you know. Yeah, Laura.com Field, at the end of home for the Columbus Crew. They end up you have the good black and yellow type thing, and exterior is like very black, so it's with yellow seats and otherwise, so it makes sense. Why does it get? The reason is it looks like a piece of charcoal, and they end up burnt charcoal in the rendering. So that's why I call it black charcoal for that reason. It's because it looks like a piece of charcoal. It's on exterior. Let's see why. So it makes sense. But I think that's the reason I like it. It's just the house is different. The house is made differently compared to others. So to see why, it's just kind of extinguished to others. To see why. Number 11 is Energizer Park from home for St. Louis City. Why they had the team night like that? Well, it's kind of foolishly at the end of this kind of Unfortunately, they end up like this, so this is why they end up some sort. Yeah, the stadium's kind of parked there, but I think the reason is it end up is it kind of still kind of getting seal approval. Is there was window and look if we put the drum in the sky, you can see three window panels jetting out and around the quarter sides of the stadium. And those windows, it's part of the rendering there, so they put those like, clear windows on the side of the roof right over there, but each corner of the stadium. That's kind of cool to looking at it, and of course at the end of the stadium just kind of looks kind of split up, and I don't like that. And even worse, it just kind of looks kind of meh. So it's kind of don't get a top 10 for this is for that reason. Number 12 is about the first NFL shared stadium for the MLS. This is for Short FC. Yeah, I plan to put a Steam update for this and then see why. Yep, Bank of America Stadium is finally about to be approved by the city council to renovate the stadium. And yes, the renovation did update its renderings, and yeah, it includes way better feel and others for the Carolina Panthers. Also for the Charlotte FC as well. Yeah, this renovated Bank of America Stadium at the end of does not only update the feeling for the Panthers, but also helps to the end of be better feel for Charlotte FC. At the end of to make it a more better stadium for them of some sort. Yes, it kind of raises it up to the this really helped extend the Panthers all the way to the 2050s, which it does show. For sure, FC, and I mean, I'd not be surprised again. This could be to help improve their team and the morale and others, and for them, but for sure, in the future has come for Charlotte FC. Let's see why. It's fun for sure. Number 13 is the new renovated roof for the Olympic Stadium for CF Montreal. One of the CF Montreal stadiums of some sort. This is why I really want CF Montreal to use the Olympic Stadium as permanent for 2028 because this stadium there is gonna here's the thing one though. The Olympic Stadium in Montreal was opened for the basic Olympics in 1976, but they used to have a retractable roof. The reason why they need a new roof, which is formerly a billion-dollar renovation, just shrunk to over 500 million, and it's also going to open real quickly in 2020. Built in 2027, but it's not going to open in 2028 for this reason. Yeah, and I found out the roof was falling apart, and then it became an eyesore. And for games for NSL, and some games the Blue Jays played a couple times in the past, and even I see at Montreal they played a lot of games there. The problem is this became an eyesore, and they really needed to renovate it. The roof. I'd really want to renovate the interior too, but it's not been announced yet, so it's kind of makes sense. I'm kind of hoping this will be a permanent home for CF Montreal because with the new roof texture and even right on top of all the way the good feel all already, this will be a good home for CF Montreal for a permanent home for them, but it replace the other one, which is end up being the other stadium, but they also share two. It also holds two. It's one of the worst stadiums in MLS. So the Olympic Stadium is going to enter those roof renovations, where they're going to become one of the top 15 favorite stadiums. To see why in the MLS right to happen, which is see why. Number 14 is BMO Field in Los Angeles, former home of LAFC. As you know, the reason I like to put this in number 14 is, well, it's kind of the way it's built. Yeah, it's right next to LA Coliseum, legendary, and they end up demolishing the LA Memorial Sports Arena to replace with this. Yeah, this team is hosting field events for the Olympics. And at this point, it is because they're kind of afraid the track and field area and the next door Coliseum is, I think it's not going to fit. It's going to probably hold field events. They were planning to do it until they can't fit the field events out of the percent of hosting soccer. Yeah, which just makes obvious sense. So yeah, this stadium is kind of liked by the fans, and even they even held two. I think they held two supporter shields in the stadium, which is pretty nice. It's because it's really fitting for soccer anyway, because it's how it's built to be. Next up is PayPal Park, home in San Jose Earthquakes. This stadium is kind of started rough for the team, but they did recover later on. Yeah, one interesting fact about this is she's like you and has no stands on the other side by the scoreboard. So yeah, the Knicks are very unique. So it makes sense. So it's kind of built that way, and it's not built to the for what stands on the other side. So it's kind of open there. They was able to score a goal on one side, you can see stands, but on the other side you just don't see anything. There's kind of a couple seats there, but it's kind of hidden, you can hardly see. But just mostly see there's the scoreboard. It makes sense. Yeah. Number 16 is Audi Field. This is now getting the territory. It's kind of needle. It kind of feels a little, kind of say a little, kind of not in the top 15. It's kind of say it's kind of not appealing to me in some sort. It's not even. It's kind of makes sense. Audi feels they had a little bit of issues on the way to even, and they're not getting right now to these days. Yeah, here's the thing one out. Yeah, I know, it's the location's Builders Point, which is pretty good. It's right next to National Park, which is like really good news of some sort. The only issue is they have a little bit of wall seats jet right up to towards the one side area and then the other side there. But they end up the reason they did not put even lower is, well, technically design. The roofing is kind of cool, and when the top of it, they have good active speed of some sort, but the main problem is it's going to have a wall of seats, and it's going to be bothersome in the future. But it's kind of really look out for that for sure, because it's going to be a little bit issue, but it's not going to hurt how the team represents anyway. Number 18 is BML Field. And yes, yes, if we never forget. Yeah, if we never forget anyway, where it is, it's just built for soccer, but in the CFL, they took over it for Argonauts after the Rogers Center been renovated to make it baseball only, which it hurts. So BMO Field was getting in the whole CFL after right now because of the reason. Because of that, they added the roof there, which is for. So it's kind of needed, but it's no reason to. So, main issue is Toronto FC I think the only issue is it's kind of the roof on the stadium there feels like it feels temporary. It's not built for permanent use. Let's see why it's not built for permanent use. Answer no. So yeah, before I move on, I might have to pause it one now for sure. Next up is Intercom Stadium. Here for number 18 in Orlando, Florida, home for the Orlando Lions or Orlando United Islands. to take your pick there. So, yeah, so the reason this is close to the top 20 because, close to 20 is because, it's kind of starting to get a little bit bland, but it's still very liked. The it has stadiums on both sides of some sort. But the problem is, it's because of the heat in the sun there. Some areas of stands got some light, and some others that don't. So it's kind of hit and miss type thing, and I don't know why the roof does not cover the whole entire stadium. So it's kind of misrepresent for the end of Ford area. As I know, but the end of Florida does get real hot in the summer, and they also get very humid. So they end up getting the burns can happen very easily. So this is kind of issue in Orlando, so they get onto that as soon as possible. For number 19 is Children's Mercy's Park in St. Louis. Oh no, is it? Oh no, Kansas City, my bad. Do you know this track is also right next to Kansas Speedway, as you know? So yeah, so they get a little bit for your information there. The reason I just don't like to see it is because the roof, it just doesn't feel even. Yeah, the roof just doesn't feel even now. I think this reason is that they're building like an office building now, but within each quarters. But I hate to say it, it's just the building, the roof is just not even at all. It's not even for the rest of the pitch at all. Yeah, that means the roof is higher than the other side roof. It's gonna be lower. It's like so uneven. I just don't like that at all. I don't know why. I feel like a little anal because of how the roof should be even on all sides. Because it should be in any roof area that doesn't feel even, it just feels like a horrible stadium. See why? So this is why I kind of need a little bit lower. Is because the roof kind of bothers me, and it causes bigger issues to the stadium too. It just makes so much sense. Next up is Shell Energy Stadium. The reason I get to get in 20s at this point because this stadium is more bland. The exterior is only one is cool, but the inside looks boring. It kind of makes sense to compare to like soccer fans on this one. When they enter into the stadium, it looks boring, but the exterior looks really cool, shaped by crystals, so they end up, and there's a nose seat come out of the cave. So it's kind of very cool technology's view from the outside of the stadium, but the interior looks so boring. So I'm very surprised. Yeah, even though at the time it opened, it seemed boring even at the grand opening, which is awful. So it makes sense. Number 21 is, and I know people are gonna be disappointed about this. It's gonna be the Timbers Stadium known as Province Park. Yes, Province, despite its legendary status and how old it is, it's kind of known as a Fenway or Wrigley Field of Major League Soccer despite its age. Now, Province Park recently going through a lot of renovation there. The only drawback with this is its tribute to its age. And also right top of it too, yeah. Even with all the renovations that it went for, it kind of feels like it's insane one is, what the hell did they just do here? Yeah, they kind of say, oh no, they need a multi-million-dollar renovation to try to help them get this stadium the way it is. So they, next couple years renovation, so that they can fit for the continuing Major League Soccer the next couple years. Yes, it's kind of issue 4 for the Timbers, so they have to. which is kind of hard now for long term for the future. Let's see why. This makes sense. Lucky is it's gonna be the best stadium in the Castilla region, but it's gonna not the best to get compared to most others. Number 22 is Sports Illustrated Park in New York City, which is located in New Jersey for no reason. Huh. The reason is it's aged out too much. I don't. It's also outdated in Major League Soccer these days. The exterior is cool, but I think it's just outdated. Seriously though, what stadium in MLS looks like this these days? Almost none. It's so outdated, and I really, I'm thinking for the Red Bulls, I think they need make a new stadium in the future, because I don't think it's gonna last long. And I don't think it's gonna last 2035. It's because it feels outdated already. So it kind of looks predated already to the turbulent times. Yes, it opened in 2008, which is over a decade ago, but it kind of feels dated now. It feels like the stadium and then they end up to go to like Germany, and they built right before 2006. It kind of feels that way. It's just redated. Next up is DG House Sports Park in Los Angeles, and yes, this is one of the venues of the Olympics, or for soccer, I believe. Right next door tennis court, right next door to it. Yeah, it used to be a viral on because of the shows. But here's the thing. The one thing I just don't like it is anyway, the Chargers kind of ruin it. Yeah, some sort. Because it has an SS hill. So the scoreboard is connected to the hill, and it connects to the stands below the hill. And that hill doesn't fit well for soccer. For MLS. Yeah, seriously. Why do I need the SS hill? It feels like a tarp. Seriously though, why? Did you even add in that? Also, it's right next door to a tennis court. And yeah, the tennis court's kind of be like an eyesore, because it's not normally held for tennis matches for years until Olympics. So to see why, this place almost feels like abandoned at the end of compared to seeing the maps. It's really dated, and it just doesn't get the feel. It just feels like some sort. And yeah, it kind of hurt. That hurts a lot because the Chargers and held there for many years before moved to the SoFi, and it kind of makes sense. Next up is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Hopefully, Atlanta United. No. Oh yeah, no, I forgot to mention DigiHub's Sports Park, and I forgot to mention right now. It's also home in the Galaxy, and now it's not a good scene for legendary status. Holy crap. So yeah. So Atlanta United Stadium and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it is the only retractable roof stadium on this list, and they kind of see obvious why. They just never use it, and it kind of makes sense why Major League Soccer stadiums are not. Yeah, they really want more of this in there because it's kind of successful. They do open up at times, but they usually close most of the time. It's like a dome. It just makes sense. Yeah, so CF Montreal, they have issues with the Olympic Stadium, but they have a retractable roof, and they kind of kept it closed most of the time too. So because it's kind of damaged, so see why. Atlanta United does open up the stadium some of the times. Every time the stadium closes of some sort. Yeah, I think the reason is shared NSL by the Falcons, which is kind of a little bit of a problem. But the one positive effect about this stadium is there's the only stadium in MLS that has a generated ring scoreboard area. What other stadium has that? That's kind of cool, right? So yeah. So it's kind of makes sense. Number 25 is Subaru Park. The reason I just put Roy Lauren on this list in the rankings because of its location. It's not even close to Philadelphia, in some sort anyway. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, they got the supporter shield, more just miles away from Philly. So, it kind of makes sense. Why not? Why not? Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's a beast with the supporter shield at all, for the Union, but the reason it's so low on there is because it's not in Philly. It's like over 4 or 5 miles away from the city. It's not even funny anymore. number number 26 is Real Salt Lake's American First Field, formerly as Rio Trento. Yeah, they need a new stadium there bad. And kind of see why. Real Salt Lake has issues, so they end up when they have one roof section, otherwise it's just cold. And then even worse, it just gets so cold, and it's technically no heating in this area. There is some sort. The problem is it snows there so many times. It will not be even funny, and even worse. Yet only one side of the stadium because it will not get snow. The other side, it does get snow. It's going to cause issues. So they need to do stadium there bad because it's kind of. And they need more roofing and they protected all the fans from the snow. See why. Number 27 is Dick's Boingers Park. Similar as American First Field in Salt Lake City. Colorado Rapids, they have a similar situation there. They got two roofs in there some sort. The problem is snow and the cold is still against them a lot. Yeah, so far because of the Broncos' new stadium situation, the Colorado Rapids, but moved to the new Broncos Stadium in the some sort. Probably is not going to open until right after 2030. So we'll see why I didn't add that one on the list yet. It's because its probabilities is not going to be open until right after 2030. So we'll see why. So yeah, so this is going to continue to be lower on the list just because of this reason. Next up is BC Place. That arena is, horribly outdated. Thankfully, they have a plan to build a new stadium in Hastings Park in the future as a proposal. This stadium is not fitting well for soccer. All for CFL's BC Lions. This stadium is it's not pretty good. It's outdated seats. It's in the dome. It doesn't work in the dome. Let's see why. It's also in outdated roofing in the vicinity. Yet they took out the tinsel membrane part of the stadium and replaced with this. It's very dated. It kind of makes sense that they need a new stadium. It's very bad. It kind of makes sense. It's just they kind of need one. Next up is Gillette Stadium. Yeah, I put the New England Revolution is also planning a new stadium too in Everett. So far, the Galadissa Stadium. And yes, gonna say what now is for sure. Yeah, they shared over with NSL's Patriots, and yeah, and I kind of see obvious why it's not fitting good for the New England Revolution. Yeah, they used to have a lighthouse, but it's not gonna do much. And also, they have a lack of lighting on most of the night too. Also, on top of that too. Also, they play some games in the middle of winter, and it does get snow hard, and it's gonna be pretty bad for them. So it's kind of an issue too. Also, since they share the NSL and since the MLS playoffs, runs to freaking December, shared with the Patriots. It's not really good for them. Let's see why. And since the Patriots are going to be playing at home, but most half it's scheduled most of the time. And why? They just had to share with them. This is kind of glad that they end up getting a new steam for this reason, so it seems why it's not lower enough because of this reason. The second lowest on the list, which is number 30, which is LeMans Field, home for Seattle Sounders, which is also shared with the Seattle Seahawks, too. Yes, you see it all right. This team needs a new stadium bad for the Sounders. And you kind of see why. Why play and share with the Seahawks like the Patriots in most of the home games most of the time in the season? So, which makes obvious sense. And yet they have Memorial Stadium, which is right next to the Crackers Arena, which they never use it a lot. This used to be home to the Sounders too. And nobody uses this one instead. They need a new stadium, or they have to renovate Memorial Stadium in Seattle to help the lure back the Sounders, so to see why. One of the issue is turf, but compared to LeMans has grass, so it's kind of issue there, but it makes sense. The Sounders need a new stadium very badly because I do not think it's going to sort. Plus, this stadium also gets tarped most of the time. Simmons Jet Field as well, and even BC Place, even Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and even the Bank of America Stadium. This also gets a tarp, and the problem is this tarp horribly around most of the stadium in some sort. It's kind of like Soldier Field in a sense. Lemons feels like kind of like the western variant. Silver Strip feels eastern variant of Soldier Field. It's kind of outdated. It's mostly get tarped. The atmosphere is kind of rough. The scoreboard is kind of narrow. It's kind of not hardly recognizable for soccer, because you only see the scoreboard, but the scoreboards are shaped like a fucking cell phone, and also right top of that too. Yeah, it's just not good at all. Let's see why. In the worst stadium in MLS, which is in last place in the worst stadium all is. We never said this here about Simcoe Field, one of the worst stadiums in MLS. Yeah, it is now the worst. Yeah. I hate Simcoe stadiums and how it's in the belt. Seriously though. One stance is broken apart from the main stands. The roof is very uneven. The capacity is too small. It's right next to Olympic Stadium. It's under renovation. It'll be better than this. This stadium, yeah, it was not even built for Major League Soccer. It's built for you guessed it, for the NASL, which is now extinct. They still have built-in stadium like they usually see in high school football. Ouch. And also, and even worse, too, yeah, this stadium is going to be too small for Major League Soccer. Looks good for USL matches, not Major League Soccer. Yeah. They have small scoreboards, and let's see why they even have that. Yeah. This stadium is just very ugly, and I don't like it all. And finally, and last and not least, yeah, even exterior roofing and otherwise, it's just ugly. So yeah, and not because of. So yeah, This is one of the reasons why the CF Montreal needs to abandon this stadium, leave the stadium, and just abandon it as a whole. It's even ranked as one of the worst, if not the worst, stadium on all of Major League Soccer. The Simcoe Stadium is, so for sure. I'll not be surprised. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with it for sure. And that's it. Well, so hope you like this rankings for for Major League Soccer updated rankings for 2030. Some sort. Like and subscribe, ring the bell, so you do not miss any new notifications of some sort. See you in the next video, and I'm Joshua Kinhillman, and I finally am out of here. Otherwise, bye for now.